Really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, and actually gets called in on this kind of board. Like, what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like, he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draws. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets. And we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
You wouldn't
I'm
be
already
equipped.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standards.
Yes.
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
The right. But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak. Welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, you know, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 50.
nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so Matt.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
He's
always
just
love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
Right. All right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about depipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options: to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to. What? Wait a minute. He made it 800, and my man's giving options for 12 and 1,400 ounces. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on a site with these other crushers, you know, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. You know, Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. You know, remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, you know, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation as pre-flop. I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when people get to the turn, there's an opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and let's see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's the winning game.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
No, we can't win. This is a pretty rough spot because
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where are you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol, you know.
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
$10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then, you know, we'll do it. We'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. You know what this means?
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it. You
So that's
filthy
cool because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know.
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. Make sure I don't grief this. What up, guys? How you doing? We're here. We're flying solo. Sixes has knocked the fuck out on the couch right now. He was up all night, got home like 3 in the morning or something. Going deep in the mini main. He did it, America. He cashed. He made day 2. He's ready to go. Day 2 is in a couple hours, so I didn't even bother to try and wake him up, let him rest so he can do his work. So we'll do this solo like we always, or not like we always do, but you know, like we do. No big deal. The way this is gonna work: exclamation point PC in the chat for you to get a link to sign up for, or exclamation point poker coaching in the chat for you. What is it? It's PC, right? Fuck! Holy shit! Yeah, exclamation point PC in the chat for you to get a link to sign up for free for pokercoaching.com. It's Jonathan's website. He's the one who sponsors this show. As much of a shit show it is, as we get out the gate, you get a bunch of free quizzes, some big blind charts, and some homework assignments. If you sign up for the premium, there is thousands of quizzes and webinars every week with these coaches. You can get one-on-one. There's a Discord that goes crazy, exclamation point PC Discord in the chat for you to get a link to that. It's free. It's open. There's 4 study groups a week in there. We have AMAs. We have hand history rooms. We got all kind of shit going on in there. Make sure you check that out. The way this is going to work is I'm going to draw 2 winners. Poker coaching, all one word, in the chat. and you will be entered to be a contestant. I'll keep one person up on the screen like you see here. I'll have one person off to the side here. We'll have you guys compete for the best score, and whoever gets the highest score will get $5 from me. Get better at getting better at betting on getting better at betting. Gamble on getting better at gambling. Holy Jesus Christ. 100K tomorrow. I am in. Is it really 100K? Holy shit. Poker Coaching is having a meetup, get together party thing. And I was kind of annoyed because last week I missed because of the tag team. I didn't play a Sunday, online session. And this week, now this is 2 online sessions in a row, and it's the global main. I think I'm playing no matter what. And we'll deal with the party after the fact. That's what I think. Opening night next year, WSOP event in Turning Stone. Ooh, in March. Ooh, that could be good, man. That could definitely be good. So yeah, poker coaching. Poker coaching in the chat for you guys to be entered for, in order to be contestants. I see only a few of you in here and 0 poker coachings in the chat. The giant African land snail has been spotted in Florida. Wash your lettuce. Is that land snail that the slime can kill you? I think I've seen that before. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. Be careful though. What up, John? How you doing, man? People still rolling in. I don't even know how many people are watching right now. How many watching? 13 viewers. What's up, 13 people? 6th place, the 150 count Bellwine main event on Sunday. Nice one, Contrast. Nice one. I've final table bubbled that one 3 fucking times. Fucking 9th place, because it's an 8 max. 3 times. You believe that shit? Nice one. That's a nice little score there, Contrast. What up, Peanut Plush? How y'all doing? Wake your asses up. It's time to get better. Poker coaching in the chat for me to draw some winners. I'm feeling better, Beats. I would say I'm 95% healed up. The main thing is I lost taste, which was really weird. But even though I was drinking my morning Coke still, right? And I can't quite taste it, but I can almost taste it. But then I was talking to my wife. I was wondering if it was ghost taste. You know how when when you lose a limb, in battle, and you can still feel your arm there? I think I might be ghost tasting my morning Coke. There's a little something there. Yesterday, nothing. No taste. No taste at all. Ow, ready to tap in. Oh, we got some people coming in the chat now. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Monkey. Cyrus, what up, buddy? There you all go. Now we're talking. Shit, did I fucking... That's what's taking you guys so long. I fucking left a 3-minute delay on. Can you believe that shit? So let me know when you get to this point in the conversation where I said, oh shit, the 3-minute delay is on. And I'll snap kill the stream and snap restart it with no delay. Holy shit. I'm about to just ride the delay at this point. I think I'll probably just ride the delay at this point. We griefed it. I was like, why is nobody putting poker coaching in the chat? What is happening right now? Show the mullet. What mullet? Who's got a mullet? I am on delay. Probably better to restart without it though, because we can have the conversation about the quiz easier. Right now I'm just shooting the shit. Came in third for 12K 4 months ago. Nice, Contrast. Been crushing it. You're goddamn professionals here. That's right. That's right, Drugs. You know how it goes. Should be pretty close to the 3 minutes where Monk can kill it. Hey, what's up, Bruce? Yeah, I did get COVID. Played one event, got COVID. Played one event, made day 2, had a nice run, busted 95th for 3K, got COVID. Tovid. Well played. Okay, I'm going to restart this and come back with a delay. Be 2 seconds. And we're back. Just like that. All right, that should have wound down. You should have seen the whole thing. We drew 2 winners. It looks like Bet, which I'm pretty sure is Tez from Team Toe. And Mr. Monkey, may I get it in there? Yeah, it sucks about the COVID. Luckily, it was the lesser variant, but like, I was the guy saying, like, I was going to play, and then everyone started getting sick, and then I was like, I'm not fucking playing, but I committed to do a tag team with 6s, and then, so I did the tag team and got sick. I had a mask on the whole time, I'm vaccinated, I fucking was doing hand sanitizer on the breaks, all that shit, and got sick the first fucking time, immediately. First time I left the house, immediately, sick. I'm also like, you know, guys know I got some of that health stuff, like pre-existing conditions that make me, what's that called? Risky, lower immune system. Fuck, Jesus Christ. This is going to be a shit show. Here we go. Did Sixes dodge the 19? He got it semi-recently ago. Jesus Christ. I can't speak. Semi-recently ago, he got it. And so he's, you know, been chilling. My wife and my son got it, though. My son got hit really hard. He had 104 temperature there for a day and a half where we were a little worried, but it broke. And so now he's better. And I said, like, for me, I got it, it's been 4 days maybe, and I don't feel sick at all, except for the taste thing. So, all right. Later today, cancel for sure. Beats, if you're asking about my little housewarming party, yes. I don't want you guys to come into the house and be potentially exposed and bring that back to your family. So we'll figure out another day, which sucks because like the UFC today is banging. But yeah. Oh, it's not COVID. I'm just a fucking idiot, Cap. I take shitloads of D3. I have a vitamin D deficiency. What up?
What up?
You came so I can teach you how to play an ape-line stack?
I'm fucking streaming right now.
It's a study stream. Wake your ass up.
I'm fucking tired as shit.
Yeah, that's why I just let you sleep.
Oh my god, 15-hour day.
Yeah.
Oh my bad.
And I've just been griefing this thing for the 25 minutes. We haven't done one quiz. I started with delay. I can't speak, but we're fucking here. I felt bad. Lost taste for 3 months? Yeah. It's been a few days, and weirdly, like I said, I can almost taste this Coke. Almost. Yeah, so maybe it comes back quick, because that's like the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. All right. Anyways, Monkey May I and Bet. Are you ready, Bet? I see Monkey May I. Bet ready. All right, cool. Bet, you're in. Let's run this shit, right? We'll keep Bet up on the main screen here. We'll have Monkey May on the side screen. And we'll go from there. All right? All right, let's do it.
What's up, all my friends at Poker Coaching? It's It's your coach, Tristan
Oh
Wade.
shit, why can't I
Let's
hear?
get into this hand. So I got 80 bigs on the hijack. I don't recommend everyone to play Jack 9 offsuit on the hijack here, but I went for it. So that's why I'm not asking you if you think it's a good play or not. This is Bob.
Yeah, I had to restart it because of the 3
I
minute
have Jack
delay.
8 offsuit on the whole thing. I have Jack 10 offsuit. I think I could totally play it. Jack 9 offsuit kind of a two. I'm just picking on some of the short stacks behind. The small blind calls and the big blind calls. Fine, fair enough. We get this flop, Queen 9-10 rainbow. They both check to us. What should we do here? Should we check? Should we bet 12-5? Or should we bet 30,000?
All right, guys, here we go. Pip in a pretty nice flop. He says this is probably not an open. He prefaces the quiz with the fact that he was a little loosey-goosey eating a sandwich here. But here we are. We're here anyway. One command checking. Right away checking. Don't do it, Tristan. Any interest in Toe's Army coming to Oneida, New York for March? Potentially. What was the dates on that? I think it's right around my birthday. Check, check, check. 30K. Big. For Mr. Al. Listo suerte going small. Small, small. He already prefaced it saying it's not an open in the hijack. He was playing loosey-goosey. March 16th through 27th. So it is right after my birthday. Potentially. I will be, well, in Connecticut. In August. So I'll have to see about going to the East Coast again. I guess it's a little while. Gives me some time to recoup and whatnot. Guess we can comfortably check call, says Kep. I think check is the answer. I think check is the answer, so it's most likely big bet. That's funny. You don't think we're checking this flop a lot? Bet, what are you doing? Bet 12-5. Okay, 12-5 for bet, and Monkey Man I was checking. So, in game I tend to check here myself. Definitely not betting big, because when we get called, we're fucked. Right? And if we get raised, that sucks too. I think this is a range C-bet. Probably a range C-bet heads up. Say, but the small blind defense is going to have a lot of stuff that hits this, is my one thought. I think I would check. Check or bet small is where I'm at. Let's find out. So, bet was going to go bet 12-5. That's who we got on the screen. And check for Monkey Man. I will find out. Check 10 points.
We flop bottom pair. We flop bottom pair.
Oh, shit. Hang on. Sorry.
This is a really connected board against a somewhat tighter calling range from the small blind. So if you wanted to bet here, betting small would be okay, although I think our hand prefers a check. So those are the best options. I say checking is 10 points, and betting 12-5 for like a quarter pot, I give that 7 points. And I don't love it because what do we expect to call us? Like any king X that's going to call us is going to have a pair probably. It's going to be king queen or king jack, which is nuts. And it's not like we're just getting called by like king 8 unless it was like the big blind only. So I think multi-way, our hand just
Turn
wants
up
to
the
check.
recording a little.
Part of our range once again. This was a heads up pot like out of the big blind, then I think that would change things a lot. So we do just knuckle and the turns of 4 of hearts. They check again. So what do we do now?
It's
Do we
full
just
blasted,
check
my
again,
friend.
Get the showdown, get to the river, maybe improve. Do we bet 12-5 now, or do we bet 30,000?
Where's those cookies at? What? What cookies? Can't hear it? Is it low? My volume's pumped up all the way. Like literally 100% all the way. Let me see if that helps. Hopefully that didn't grief it. Does this sound better? I'm going to play it one more time. No, that definitely didn't help. Now I broke it.
A somewhat tighter calling range from the small blind. So if you wanted to bet here, betting small would be okay.
Now my shit's
Although
weird.
I think
God damn it.
prefers a check. So those are the best options. I say checking is 10 points.
What changed?
And betting 12-5.
I got you.
I give that 7 points. And I don't love it because what do we expect to call us? Like any king X that's going to call us is going to have a pair probably. It's going to be king queen or king jack, which is nuts. It's not like we're just getting called
better?
king 8 unless it was like the big blind hole. So I think multi-way, our hand just wants to check because we're in the middling part of our range once again. If this was a heads-up pot like out of the big blind, then I think that would change things a lot. So we do just knuckle and the turns of 4 of hearts. They check again. So what do we do now? Do we just
All right, what do we do now? We watch this twice. Check, check, check. Check, check. Check, 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 check. Betting, but mostly checking. I'll stick in with the 30K. Poker Pro checking again. Monkey Man checking. And once they check, 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 I think we need to go for some value in equity denials. There's Martin Lurker. Check is a blow giant African snail goo. That made my eyes water. That was so funny. Check, check, check. Third player still checking, says Kep. Check, check. 12-5. Freeze to Suerte. She's sticking to it. This is going to be interesting for me here. Bet, what are you doing? I don't see you out there yet. Oh, solid, Monkey May I. Solid. 3 ways, there's no way to go big. Bet 7114. What you doing? 12. All right, cool. Interesting here. So nothing has changed. The problem is that our villains are still going to have some 10x. I'm kind of conflicted here. I find myself betting here a lot. However, thinking about it, they're still going to have some 10x. And we're waiting for value? What are we getting value from? Like, what's worse that's calling than our Jack 9? Not a lot. What's better that's folding? Literally nothing, especially when we checked the flop. So that's making me think check's going to be the right answer. No need to fold out king high. True. We got a purr. It's hard to make a purr. Yeah, so I think I am leaning check here. Think about this more thoroughly. Let's find out though. 12-5 for bit and check for Monkey Man.
All right. Similar kind of thought process.
Same thing. Same point. 7
We can just
and
check
10.
back, take our equity, take our showdown value, maybe have the best of it. It's possible that these players are checking like 10x, like a 10-8 type hand, a 10-6 type hand. You know, they wouldn't be betting those comfortably if they had a 10 with a weak kicker. Even like a Jack 10 might check again. So I don't love betting in these spots where we're probably only getting called by better hands. With that said, if you did want to bet, I think 12-5 is a better bet than a big bet. So I give you 7 points. But I still think we just want to just get to the river, get to the showdown. We don't have a hand strong enough to bet since these players can still have strong hands to check. So we do check. The river is a queen, so that's a pretty good card for us. They both check. What do we do now? Do we just check and take our showdown value? Or do we go for value? Do we bet 8,000, really small, or do we bet 25.5? Think about it. Make a decision.
To value town or not to value town? That is the question. Ow! Losing his goddamn mind. Showdown for Kep. Showdown for Contrast. Showdown for Felici. Showdown for Cyrus. Poker Pro going AK, trying to eke some thin value. Once we check turn, we have to check river. If we bet, what are we saying we have? What's a better 9x? That ain't folding. Check. Is this a bluff if we bet? Let me. I'll get to that, Mr. Nola. Am I saying you can get value from under pairs? Check. 8K for Tina. Monkey Mad, does that mean you're betting? See, I see value from under pairs. Check, I reckon. Bet 4. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? John says, I think check. Hellfire check. Modern Lurker hates betting the river. Check, please. All right, cool. So, yeah, I think it's check too. It's one of those things when you ask yourself what I used to call them the questions, but someone kept telling me it's not all questions. So, the four commandments, I don't know. Are you betting for value or are you betting as a bluff, right? If we take this 9 and, quote, turn it into a bluff, right, then what is better that's folding? Are we ever getting a 10 to fold? No. Right? So, bad bluff. Are we betting it for value? Then you have to ask yourself, what's worse? That's calling. And 8-9, 7-9, pocket 8's got to be fucking crazy to call. So, there's like no target, no value target. So, there's no value target. And the bluff doesn't look good, so just check. Just that easy. Just that easy. Let's find out.
So we reach this hand.
Check 10 points.
This stage of the hand, and
oh no, he likes to bet.
Players in the blinds had a queen or a 10. I assume that they would just be betting that. Even a hand like 10-6.
It's pretty thin, Mr. Tristan.
Suited might just throw in a couple blinds there and value bet. So I think we can comfortably value bet our hand, in hopes that we get called by an ace high or get called by like a hand like 5, 6, 7, 8s. Now, sure, the small blind might not always have those hands, but I think this deep they can have pairs. So, with that said, checking I give 7 points. I think you can just check it fine, realize your equity, you win. But I think this is a spot where we really need to go for value. Hopefully we get called by ace high or just some smaller pair. And I say smaller pair because I think any bigger hand bets before us. So I decided to bet 8,000, and both players just fold.
No shit, they both
fold. But once again,
50.
hopefully you understand my logic, hopefully you follow, and hopefully you see why I played the hand I did. and hopefully you learn something. I'm out of here.
I'll tell you this, guys, too. Like, if you face one of these bets, multi-way, like this, don't ever call with the underpair. You're never winning. Thank you for the nice run in the 600 there, Julius. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for the 28 months, my man. Well, that's a long-ass time. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I just think that value bet is, in my opinion, too thin. Again, like, his argument was that ace high is calling. Like, man, again, this is a multiple-way pot. Like, seems optimistic. That said, Monkey Bear gets 10-10-7. And Bet 1114 got 777s across the board. He got the slot machine score. Congratulations, Monkey Bear. Let me know how I can send you your $5. All right, let me get my shit together real quick over here and get us a new keyword. Let's do Sleepy 66. All one word. Sleepy 66. No cat jam. God damn it. I'm gonna keep you guys guessing. I'm gonna mix it up. Small bets in position multi-way are fine. Generally not on the river, but on other streets. Because usually on the river, I mean, you're gonna have smaller bets in general when things are multi-way. They're gonna condense quite a bit, generally speaking. But in reality, on the river, if you don't have a hand that's strong enough to bet medium to large, then you're generally often better not betting on the river in position specifically. There we go. Lots of sleepy 6-6s in there. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to pick another quiz. Trying to scroll down and hit some of these bottom ones because the ones at the top for 1/6 comes back. And I think I spotted the one. I think I did. 1665 over there. 1665 over here. All right, here we go. I stayed at a Sleepy 6-6 motel. Sleepy 6-6 motel looks like all those fancy hotels when your eyes are closed. Just got here, but what I always hear from the commenters when they speak on the subject of the great ones are great because that is very true, Julius. But you have to have a value target, and I just think, like, I would 100% bet a 10 there, literally 100% of the time, because you can still get caught by a 9, right? Like, we have 9 mediocre kicker. Meh. I mean, it's tough to get called by worse than bottom pair shitty-ish kicker. Yeah. Smells different, too. Fair. Totally fair, Cap. You got me on that one. All right, let's draw the winner. Winner number 1. Boom. Ooh, Ecolando coming in and right away. Up on the board. Winner number 2. Bang. My man, the Toe Army legend, Mr. Cyrus. There we go. All right, guys, we'll play this quiz. If you don't know how to do this, let me know what you would do. You're going to compete against Ecolando, and Cyrus are going to compete, and whoever wins gets $5. Boom, shakalaka. He shakalaked it. All right, let's find out. What up?
All right, in this hand, we have 87 of hearts. We're playing a Bellagio $10,000 5-back tournament. Folds us in the low jack. Should we fold or raise to 2,300?
What do we do with 8-7 suited? You got 8 bigs? Did you close with 8?
If we're going back to 2040, yeah. Is it fucking?
How many left?
So it's good. Like 400 something. 6,000. You might have been.
Of course. You feel okay?
I'm fucking tired of shit.
Just tired. Open. Open. Everybody opening. Who are we looking for? Cyrus and Ecolano. Ecolano opening. Cyrus opening. Yeah, 7-8's pretty. Open it. No, Poker Pro. Open it. It's good. It's good. It's good. You want to have board coverage. Sands, easy to play. Open it. Open. Look, he even kept opening it for crying out loud. I just realized we were in the same shirt.
Oh shit!
I saw your sleeve in the thing. I was like, what the hell?
That's funny.
Toe can't smell, so sixes. I can smell. I tested that. I just can't taste anything. All right, yeah, definitely open it. All right, let's open it and find out.
I like raising here, but it's getting kind of close. If we were in earlier position, I would definitely fold this hand at 40 big blinds. These suited connectors don't play well with shallower.
Look at the new
depths.
format. It's all crazy
They're
looking.
like under the gun ones. I would fold for sure. But I don't think folding is like an atrocity or anything. Open's not worth a ton. Kind of depends how much you think people are folding or 3-betting behind you. I do open though. I normally like just take all my mixed opens because I don't think people 3-bet enough and they don't flat enough. Cutoff calls. When we go to a heads up pot here, flop comes King Jack 7 with 1 heart. We check, bet 2,000, bet 4,000, or bet 6,000.
Alrighty, we open cutoff calls. King Jack 7. C bet or no? C bet or no? So what's the scenario? What y'all think? John C betting. He's not scared. Cyrus checking. Chuck betting. Yeah, I literally leave my house for the finally. I've been avoiding it for 2 years. I avoided it at the series and all that. And literally the first event I played, vaxxed, wearing a mask, hand sanitizer like crazy. And we immediately got it. Immediately. And then brought it home to my whole family. 2K, I'm assuming for Mr. Marlin, and then a bunch of checks. Bet 714, bet. We have Sean Kings in our range, says Chuck Nola. Check for Cap. Cyrus checking. Ecolando also checking. Yeah, one out of position. We tend to check a lot. Also, like when we open in the cutoff flats, like they're just gonna hit this flop a fucking ton, right? Even the hands that don't have a pair right now, things like Ace 10, Queen 10, and things like that are gonna float us. And then where are we on the turn? Like we're almost always gonna check, and then we're capped, and then we get owned. So the best way to combat that is to just, hey, we have a pair, like give shit on value. And if we hit 2 pair or something or a heart on the turn, it's easier to continue. The pot's more controllable. So yeah, I think I am checking as well. Cyrus check, Eco check. Let's find out.
So one of the better flops for our range, a good way to judge when you're out of position is how does your offsuit region perform here? So we're reading from a low jack, so we have hands as weak as Jack 10 offsuit, Queen Jack offsuit, Ace 9 offsuit. And whenever there's 2 Broadway cards, our offsuit region is doing really well. All of our offsuit hands, other than Ace 9, have a pair or have a straight draw. So really good flop for our offsuit hands. But that does not mean we got to go too crazy here. We're still opening from the low jack, which is like 22, 23% opening range. The cutoff calls, the cutoff's probably calling something like 12% of hands, 10% of hands. And so they have a tighter range for us, and it's pretty condensed around this. So good flop for our range, but we don't got to go crazy. This is like a higher c-bet spot for us, and it's still probably only like a 50% bet for us. This 8-7 is going to mostly check. We can do some betting. We get value from like smaller pairs and like some ace highs and stuff here when we bet. But also this ends up kind of being a good hand that will probably turn into a bluff later on and gives us a little bit of board coverage on the 7x. So every once in a while I think betting here is fine, but this is mostly just a check. Also works as a decent check raise if we check and they do bet. Goes check, check. Turns the king of clubs. Should we check? Bet 2,000, bet 4,000, or bet 6,000.
All right, check, check. Here we go. What we're doing now? B Money says check. What is that, Marlon? Are you using Siri again? What does that mean? I am betting because this moment is every once in a while. Cyrus check. Bridge fire now. Can't help himself. Poker Pro 4K. Bet 714. Check. Calmer than you are. Fire. Both our contestants checking. I mean, I guess this is kind of similar to the last hand we looked at, right? Where, because Matt said we're betting every once in a while, that gives you the opportunity, open door to I got you, Marlon. I'm with you. 3,700, but that's not a choice. So 4K for Tina. So the problem, Tina, and the people betting, again, like we ask ourselves, are we betting for value? Are we betting as a bluff? If we're betting on a bluff, are we ever getting a jack to fold? No. If we're betting for value, are we ever getting called by worse? No. Does our hand need a little protection? Yes, but I mean, we get floated by Queen 10 and what? 9, 10, 8, to like some of those other gutters and shit. Clubs. I'll give you clubs. Excuse me. Clubs. All right. I'll give you clubs. Ain't a lot. I don't think ace 10 and queen 10 probably floats, but I don't think ace 10 floats the gutter here when the board pairs as it does. Like, probably start to lose those things, right? I'm checking. I would check. Both our contestants checking. Let's find out.
Now I think we just have a clearer check here. We're never getting two streets here with 8-7 here. I think we want to check, and then we'll never fold to a bet. We'll either check raise or check call, depending on the sizing. And yeah, I think this one's pretty clear. Like I think Jack X betting here makes some sense for sure.
Sure.
But we get to bet some, but these are the exact type of hands that make a lot of sense to check here. So we do check. The cutoff checks. 5 of diamonds. Should we check? Bet 2,000, bet 4,000, or bet 6,000.
And here we are on the river with the bottom pair. This is like very similar to the Tristan hand. The question is does Matt bet the river for value? This is also not multi-way, so that changes things a little bit too. The Tristan hand was multi-way. So far, it's a swish on both sides. Bruce says check for showdown. Value bet for calmer than you are. Chuck likes the bet. Check for Cyrus. Monkey Man likes the blocker. Few 4Ks in there. Oh, this is it. The moment of truth. Ecolando betting 4K and Cyrus is checking. Kev says, give him a chance to bluff. Hellfire says 4K. Again, when I ask myself so this is a little different. I can see potentially if we bet somewhere either 2 or 4K, maybe now something like ace high calls. Because we're heads up and the checked all the way down. Ethan, you told me 2K. I actually don't hate it. I check here a ton and don't expect to get bombed very much. And if I bet the 2K, can I get called by worse? Just ace high, right? Sketch. Super sketch. All right, we're about to find out. It was 4K for Ecolando, I believe. I'll make sure. Yes. 4K here. Check on the other side. Let's find out for the money.
Very close here to a value bet. I would
Check
always
better.
bet pocket eights. The reason I would always bet pocket eights is because I want to get called by ace 7, 7, 6, 8, 7. So having our 7 in our hand makes it kind of
That makes me feel better.
Like we're targeting pocket 6s, pocket 4s, pocket 3s, pocket 5s, which got there now. So there's one less value hand we can get value from. I wouldn't hate if you bet 2,000 here, but I think you're going to value cut yourself a little bit too much. I think people play too passive in position here with like Queen, Jack, Jack 10 on the turn. And you're just going to value cut yourself a little bit too much here. So I like checking, but if you bet 2,000, I think that's a perfectly reasonable value bet. Just realize it's very thin. I remember in game, he was very close. I did check. Our opponent bets 1,500. Should we fold, call, raise to 6,000, or raise to 12,000?
Bets a little baby 1,500 into a 7,100 pot. Are we turning this into a bluff now? Call. Everybody call him. Cyrus call him. Everybody calling. I see you, Cyrus. Everybody calling. Nobody trying to raise and get a jack to fold. Yeah, I think we just call. Right? Pretty sure we just call. Can't imagine we do anything else that's played. Kept kind of nailed all the reasons why. All right, cool. Let's go. I won't hang on it too much. We have to go.
Easy one here. We're going to chop a lot with 7x. There's zero chance we can ever fold here. This is a very poor bet by my opponent, I think. I'm in position.
Way
You
too
really don't
small.
want to bet less than half pot.
Yep.
Because it makes, it makes it, the risk reward isn't good enough if you bet. We can still call with a better hand. We can check raise. We can not call. Lots of things that can happen. You got to make the juice versus squeeze. You want to be betting at least half pot here. Our hand, yeah, we're going to get batted here by pocket 8s, 9s, 10s, jack X here a lot. But we don't have to win this pot very often. Like 1 in 7 times. What is that, like 15% of the time? Something like that. We got to win this pot. Clear no-brainer. Never.
Someone tell Tristan.
Just shows that like betting 1,500, because even if he bets half pot here, tough spot here with 8-7, and probably calls sometimes. So I think kind of our opponent just doesn't get enough value from his hand there, and I think this hand was played pretty well.
Someone tell Tristan. That was multi-way too, which I think it makes it even more sketch, right? But yeah. All right. So Cyrus, swish. Whoosh. We're just gonna leave it up there because it's pretty. It's so pretty. Hits the switch and Eco crushed it, except for betting the turn. Floor. Tell this man to bet for realsies. He did not say what the villain had. You don't get to know. You don't get to know. All right, new keyword. I don't think he said it. Did he? Hang on.
Kind of our opponent just doesn't get enough value from his hand there, and I think this hand was played pretty well.
Oh, wait.
Pot here, I'm going to be in a tough spot here with 8-7 and probably call sometimes. So I think kind of our opponent just doesn't get enough value from his hand there. 15% of the time, something like that, we got to win this pot. Clear no-brainer, never fold here, and I got showed pocket eights.
Pocket eights.
Which just shows that like betting 1500,
Thin as
even
fuck.
if that's half pot here, I'm going to be in a tough spot here with 8-7 and probably.
Pocket eight's what the villain had. All right, new keyword. Thin. Fucking thin. And a 10K. COVID for everyone. New keyword is... we'll go with a classic. Dog jelly. This ain't a sixes stream. We don't do cat jam. That's why you like betting the flop. What happens when you get floated? Then you check turn and you're nowhere, and queen 10 and ace 10 and 9-10 all get to bet you out of your hand. And a flop where you're going to get floated a fucking shit ton. Do we see showdown? He said he had pocket eights, Kep. Do. All right. Woo, I'm tired. Yeah. Let you guys join here. While you guys are doing that, I will pick the next quiz. Do. It's getting to be slim pickings down here. We might have to screw sixes out of some of these newer ones. We'll find the first JL we can here. There we go. 1694. Alrighty. Let's draw some winners here. Winner number one, Ms. Tina, is on deck. Tina gonna battle it out with bang. Oh shit! It's the machine gun versus Tina. What? The battle for the ages. 2 legends enter. 1 legend leaves. $5 richer. I had one day there where I was really rough. And then it got better really quickly. Like I'm on day 4 or something, and I would say other than the taste thing, I'm pretty close to 100%. I had one night where I was sweating out and pretty miserable, but that was really it. All right, let's do this.
Here we have the ace-4 offsuit in a $10,000 buy-in tournament. Folds around to the cutoff. loose, aggressive kid who raises up to 7,000 over to me in the big blind. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 21,000, or re-raise to 28,000?
I felt the Renaissance fair in that. Good luck, my lady. Thank you, kind sir. B-Money thinks this one mixes. What do you guys think? Lots of calling. Lots and lots of calling. Lots and lots of calling. I just think it's only a raise if it's suited. Cap says he does mix. Machine gun, no mix, just raise. So machine gun raising. What did Tina say she was doing? Calling. All right, right away. We got some controversy for me. 100% call. Although I don't know if this offsuit one mixes very much. Hold that thought. I'll bring up the chart. I'm pretty sure it's a call. Let's look. We got all the tools. 60 bigs deep. Cutoff versus BB. 60 bigs. Position BB. Action versus raise. Opponent's positions in the cutoff. Survey says 100% call. Raise ace 4, ace 5 suited. Mixing ace 5 out. Pretty much everything else just calling that it's in. The obvious value stuff. Cool. So we do Tina first. We'll keep her on the main screen. We'll have Marlon on the second screen. He said 28, I believe. He did. Let's find out.
This is a pretty standard spot to call. If you've looked at the GTO charts at all, you know that the ace-x offsuit does almost no 3-betting. Maybe every once in a while, but essentially none. Let's take a look real quick. 80 big blinds deep, big blind versus hijack raise. As you see, almost entirely calls with some ace-8 and ace-9 bluffing every once in a while. Ace-4 offsuit 3-bets 5% of the time.
Well, you put him in the hijack. I was looking cut off.
That basically means none.
Same thing, no.
As you see, most of the
Main
3-bet
blind.
bluffs are going to come from suited ace-x and then these good, strong, suited connected type hands. Maybe a few good high blocker type hands, but not really the low ace-x offsuit.
It's not that
stuff
much
or
different,
king
B-Money.
X offsuit type stuff. Let's take a look at against button. Against button, though, you should know that these hands are starting to prefer 3-bet bluffing, you know, a little bit more often. Not a whole lot more often, but a little bit more often. Anyway, we're going to call. Flop comes ace jack 5. If you have studied the tournament masterclass at all, or the catch game masterclass at all, you know that you have no leading range on these big cards because the cutoff has all of the best ones of those, and I would have 3-bet a lot of my best ones of those. Therefore, they have a whole lot of ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack, and I am lacking those hands. Therefore, we completely lack the range advantage, and we completely lack the nut advantage. And when that's the case, you should check to your opponent every time. They bet 7,500. Should we fold, call, raise to 20,000, or raise to 30,000?
All right, never fear. GBT is here. Here's the actual chart you should be looking at. Which, like I said, it was 60 bigs cut off. 50 bigs. There you go. Same type of shit, though. All right. Back to the quiz. What we gonna do? Nothing but calls streaming through. Al just jamming. Everybody else just calling. Do we see Tina out there? Make sure. Yep, Tina's calling. I see you, Tina. Everybody calling. Yeah, we want to call this. Certainly don't want to jam this, Al. You're never getting called by anything worse. Right? You only get called by better ace-X for the most part. You push out flush draw and stuff. It's bad. It's bad. Rick and Villain gets bigger bets here than half. It's going to depend a bit on his range, right? But yeah, these are the types of boards that we tend to size up on quite a bit. They're so draw heavy, right? The 5 Dingleberry, though, is like, might be the caveat there. That 5 is like a 7 or an 8, and there's supposed to be like extra gut shots and things out there. It most certainly bigger bets. Cool. Let's call and find out.
This is a clear marginal made hand. I don't see any other option in this scenario besides to call. If we are going to raise, we want to raise to 20,000 and not 28, because then you're just losing more money than necessary when you happen to be beat. That said, this is not a spot to raise at all, because if we raise and get called, we're going to be against an ace, which we lose to, a jack, which has at least okay equity, but will not pay us off on future betting rounds, or a high equity draw, which is in fine enough shape against us. So this is not a spot to raise. In this scenario, we want to be raising with some of our best draws, stuff like Queen 10 of Hearts probably, some junky draws, maybe stuff like Queen 10 offsuit every once in a while, or something like 7-6 of clubs every once in a while, and then some flush draws. So, flush draws, junky draws, and then premium hands. Premium hands are going to be something like ace, queen, and better if we have it, although if you look back at our pre-flop range, you don't really have a whole lot of ace, queen, so maybe just like ace 10 and better, maybe 2 pair and better. It's going to be a pretty strong raising range, which does not include ace 4. So we call. Turns a jack, which is pretty bad. But we do have some jacks in our range. Should we check, bet 10,000, bet 20,000, or bet 30,000?
You know what they say, Bruce? The best part of waking up is morphine in your cup. I'm glad you're here, buddy. We've been missing you. I'm glad you're feeling good today, man. Jack, 10K. For the little block a bit there. Check. Check for Tina. Check for Machine Gun. This one's a little interesting in my mind. So I can see like a little argument for the 10K bet. Like a lot of times it's common when this middle card or the bottom card pairs that we can use that for a lead. The problem, the one thing you got to make sure though is like, you know, if this is an ace 8-5 and then an 8 paired on the turn or something, we have some, you know, more 8s or more 5s, right? When it's a jack, it gets a little hairy because they still have the opener and the cutoff. Sorry, I gotta turn that fan off. The opener and the cutoff has a lot of jack, right? So I don't know if the jack is the best candidate to make that little blocker bet move. Also, like it doesn't let a flush check and get a free heart, right? We can now charge them a little bit. Those are the arguments for betting. But I think the problem is that they have too much jack in their range. We're just going to make this more of a check. Ugh. I think. So yeah, I think it's check. Let's find out. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Tina. Yep.
The times you want to lead the turn are when you have a whole lot of the new effective nut hands.
Jack.
And, very importantly, your opponent does not. The problem with this Ace-Jack-5 board is that the
They have
opponent's
jacks.
going to continuation bet, especially using a small size, like they did. Notice that 7,500 into 18.5. They're going to make this bet basically every time. So if they continuation bet within all of their range, they have all of the jacks that they started with. So when the jack comes in this scenario, we do not improve to trips all that much more often than they do. While we certainly do have some trips, so do they. So you want to be leading essentially when the equity and EV value shifts. And that does not happen on this card because the opponent has a whole lot of jacks. It'd be different if the board was something like Ace 5-2 and the turn was a 5. Then we have a lot of 5s and they don't, right? Or if the board was something like 8-7-5 and the turn was a 7. Then we have a whole lot of 7s and they really don't because they check back a lot of them on the flop. But in this exact scenario, they have a whole lot of jacks. So we're not betting or we're not leading in this scenario ever. Even though we will have some effective nut hands here because they'll also have a lot of effective nut hands here. And they still have all the nuts, right? They still have sets. They still have ace-jack. So this is a scenario where even though we will have some trips, even then they're not the super nuts. So we're going to check every time. If we are going to lead, we want to lead small, but probably not even with this hand. We typically want to be leading pretty polarized. And I don't think ace-4 falls into our polarized category. This is still just a very clear marginal made hand. We check. Opponent bets 20,000. Should we fold, call, raise to 45,000, or go all in?
Marlon Minion say marginal made hand. He's check calling. What's the rest of you guys doing? Call for B money. New hand class, super nuts. That ain't new. Marginal made. Call. Call for Tina. Oh man, I cannot wake up this morning. Sheesh. We've been working our asses off the last few days. You're out. Kept folding. So is Poker Pro. Calling for the chop, says Contrast. Oh, it's a standard call. We have to call. You can't fold. You can't fold. He's got still have bluffs. He's got hard draws. He can turn his under pairs into a bluff. There's no way you're folding top pair here. I don't think so. Let's both our guys are calling though, Tina and Marlon. Let's find out.
This is a pretty annoying spot, and the opponent is using a bet size that puts us in a very difficult spot because, like I said, they certainly could have some jacks here. And when they do bet big, they're essentially saying they have perhaps a good ace and better for value, plus bluffs. The tough thing about this is that we definitely... Well, the opponent definitely has a whole lot of hearts and clubs in their range, right? They would definitely bet the flop with a lot of hearts and clubs, and they'd keep betting it on the turn because they can, right? They have a whole lot of ace-king, ace-queen, ace-10 probably can value bet, and a lot of jacks. So, tough spot for us where we're kind of in a guessing game. Given we have the ace, though, we do block ace-king, ace-queen, ace-10, which makes it slightly more likely they have a bluff. The 4 of hearts does block some heart draws, but not really, right? I mean, it blocks, like, what, ace-4, which it couldn't have to begin with, and king-4, but it really does not block a whole lot of bluffs for the opponent. So the 4 is kind of irrelevant. So I think we just have to call. This is one of these tough scenarios where I think the plan is to call turn and then usually fold river, especially if it's any card that connects with the board in any meaningful way. If the river is something like a 6 of diamonds, maybe we find a hero call some portion of the time, but I think this is a spot where we have to call all aces, all jacks. Maybe we do raise some jacks. And
and some draws. But we're calling with a lot of ace-x in this scenario. Definitely a tough spot, though, because we are going to be in a guessing game on the river. You don't really want to be in a guessing game on the river, but sometimes it's completely unavoidable. Where a guessing game meaning if you check the river and they bet, you're just straight bluff catching, and it's not a great scenario at all because they have all the nuts. So you're essentially guessing, will they find enough bluffs? That said, if there's ever a world or a game where your opponents will find enough bluffs, it is in $10,000 buy-in tournaments. So I think I like calling here, planning to fold the river. Yeah. River's a 6 of clubs. Some draws get there. This is going to be a check fold on the river. Check, though, and we lose. Should the opponent gone for value on the river? I think it would be thin. This goes back to some of the concepts I talk about in my recent quizzes here, where I say that you have to be a little bit careful going for thin value against good players, because if I did have a flush draw, say I had king, queen of clubs, king 10 of clubs, king 9 of clubs, king 8 of clubs, any of those clubs, I would definitely check them on the river, right? So the opponent cannot just freely value bet, because imagine I'm folding ace-4, which I just told you I was going to do before you even saw what the opponent has. If I'm folding ace-4 on the river, and I have a lot of, well, at least some clubs in my range, and some jacks in my range, like say I had jack 7 suited, I would not raise it on the turn, right? Because I could easily be beat by a better jack or pocket aces or pocket fives. So if I have some jacks in my range and some clubs in my range, the opponent can't value bet this ace-king. But imagine I always raise every jack on the turn, and imagine I always lead every flush on the river, like a lot of bad, straightforward players do. Then the opponent can get away with value betting. So in a smaller stakes game against players who aren't going to balance their range well, or they're just going to make blunders by playing their hand super face up, you can certainly go for value on this river, especially with a medium bet size of something like 35K. But against stronger players, you have to be a little bit more cautious value betting in this spot. I like the way the opponent played his hand. I think he played it well. Maybe he could bet bigger on the flop because I have pretty good range connectivity here. Either I have an ace or a jack or a draw or nothing. So I think maybe the opponent's supposed to bet bigger on the flop, like 15,000 or 14,000. On the turn, I like a sizable bet, puts my draws and ace-x in a pretty bad spot. And then on this river, even though it's kind of a blank, clubs do get there. So I like to check it back. If this was a 6 of diamonds, though, I do think the opponent should probably go for value.
Good Lord, Jonathan.
I might find the hero call, so that would have worked out better for the opponent if the river was a blank. But I like the way the opponent played the hand. Whenever you are playing games where after the hand you're always like, the opponent played that pretty well. If you say that over and over and over and over again, maybe it means the games are pretty tough. And if the games are tough, there's probably not much of an edge to be had. But if you're playing in your games and you often see your opponents making blunders left and right, then you're probably in a very profitable game. At least if you're not making the same blunders.
Would I bet in position for value with the ace-king? Yes. The problem is, though, you start to fold out the ace-x, right? Because you want bet. And the board paired, and the flush got there. God, now that I'm thinking about this, I probably mix. I can't say that I don't ever bet, but I probably mix. And probably check. Because the clubs got there and the jack paired, if I'm honest. If I actually think about it for a second and don't snap answer. Congratulations, Tina, on the swish. Marlon did really good, buddy. Just griefed the pre-flop, but other than that, really good, man. Perfect tens. Really good. Thanks for hanging out, John. I appreciate you. Machine Gun was being sarcastic there, B-Money, because the South State quizzes are always that long at the end. Holy fuck. Did he have a lot to say? Because when you're bet twice, right, Monkey, like, you have to ask yourself, now you're the guy facing the bets, right? You're like, shit, like, this one, bet, what the fuck? Paired board, 3 flush. I got this ace-6 or something, right? Sketch. Sketch as hell. All right, I think we got time for one more, folks. Let's do this. Let's pick a next one. We did Sleepy 6-6. Let's do Sleepy Toe. Because I am tired as fuck. No, wait. Let's spell sleepy right. There we go. Sleepy Toe. It's not that the Assassinado quizzes don't have value. They certainly do. But they're not really conducive to this environment where I'm trying to have a show and be interactive. And he's motherfucking going off about, staring at the guy menacingly while wearing a Red Bull or drinking a Red Bull and staring at the dealer. And the moon was in Jupiter. And just doesn't have enough time to do that in the show, All right, that looks like it's working. 6 will kill me if I do a Romero quiz without him. Lexi or more Tristan in the WSOP? What do you guys think? Lexi, Grips. The problem with Grips is that it's cash. I guess we could do that. We haven't done Evan in a while. I don't mind doing the cash. Fuck it. Let's do cash. 1666. Too slow, Monkey May I. Too slow. We're gonna hit up some Evan Jarvis. All right, let's draw the winners here. Winner number 1, bang, Hellfire. Winner number 2, bang, Poker Pro. All right, guys. Yeah, well, no, he got sneaky is what he did, Kev. It's like nice little 1 minute concise thought, nice little 2 minute concise thought, 8 minute river breakdown. You're like, oh, shit. Which, again, smart guy, great coach, tons of value in there. Just not conducive to this environment. Do that stuff at home. She did have a deep run in the ladies' event. We saw her walking around a couple days ago, too. Our new vlog's good. I saw she was putting them out. I haven't had time to watch them yet. All right, let's play this quiz.
Hello, poker coaching members. Evan Jarvis here for PokerCoaching.com, coming at you with a 2-5 No Limit Hold'em live cash game quiz. This is a new series of quizzes, so we have a new lineup of players. Hopefully the names will tell you pretty much everything you need to know, and if we get involved with them, we'll tell you a bit more about their story. In this spot, we have 9-8 suited, folds around to us in the hijack. What should we do? Should we fold, call, raise to 15, or raise to 20?
Fucking Edmund with the legendary screen names just never letting us down. Look at all these just amazing screen names. Just amazing. What up, Jackson? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. All right. We won't go into this too far with the 8-9 suited. Poker Pro going 15. If I go 15, yeah, it makes sense. There's no reason to go 20, I don't think. There's no reason to 4x here. Seems pretty standard. Let's roll it.
9-8 suited, certainly a hand that is strong enough to play, perhaps not in first or second position, but once we're in mid position, we definitely want to be throwing these suited connectors into our playing range. Now the question is, how do we want to play it? We don't want to play it by folding, that wouldn't be playing it. Calling it's just not the move. It's just not the move. If we want to come in with a call, which we're not going to do a whole lot of, we probably want to do it more so with hands that can dominate the random junk that the big blind's going to be defending with. So, things more like, it's hard to throw these out there, but, ace 8, ace 9 will dominate a lot more hands than 9-8 is going to dominate. So, maybe your king 9's on the button or something you could limp, but usually raising's just going to be better. terms of what size to do, whether you go 15 or 20, it's pretty much all the same to me. You kind of just do whatever the game's doing. So we go 15. Get a call from the blue collar brother, who's just a, good old fashioned blue collar worker, just one of the good dudes helping out the society. And Loose Lana, who is the host of this game, defends big blind. Flop is ace of diamonds, jack of hearts, 6 of spades, giving us not a whole lot. And it checks to us. What should we do? Should we check, bet 20, bet 30, bet 50?
Is there limping on cash? I would say not a lot of, especially because we're so fucking deep, right? Like, nah, there shouldn't be limping. Is there limping or should you limp? Big question. Big difference in question right there. B-Money. Multi-way in the middle. Poker Pro checking. Hellfire betting 20. Parting ways right away. Holy hell. $20 for Tina. I feel runner trips coming. I'm all in, sir. I can feel it. The poker gods are talking to me. But this should be a check, but Evan might find a bet, he says, huh? Yeah, we just check this, right? Like, we're getting... When we bet here, we're not taking this down. Obviously, turning our hand into a bluff is better folding no. Like, the jack's not folding here. Right? So, what's the target? Pocket tens or something? Like, it just doesn't make much sense. Check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Hellfire, I think, said 20 there on the main screen. We'll put the 20 up. And check on the other side there. Ooh,
now, to the untrained eye, it looks like we have absolutely nothing going on this flop, right?
Crazy, Evan.
Nothing. No flush draw, no straight draw. But to the more trained eye, the more acute poker player, you'll see that there's some potential. We have 1 diamond, which gives us a backdoor flush draw. We could hit 2 more diamonds to make a flush. We have a jack, which gives us a backdoor straight draw. If a 10 comes off, we have an open ender on the turn. And we have a 6, which also gives us a backdoor straight draw. If a 7 comes off, we have an open ender on the turn. And a queen and a 5 also give us gut shots. So we have some potential here in terms of backdoor draws. And also, importantly, we have an ace-high board, which is going to favor our range versus a recreational player on the button and a loose house player in the big blind. So while I see some merits of checking, that we don't have a whole lot going on, I think we have enough of a piece of the board and enough of a range advantage over our players on the button and the big blind that we can justify betting. But we don't need to bet very big. 20 is enough to maintain the lead in the hand, get our opponents to fold out, just random pocket pairs, random junk, backdoor draws, live cards that we could use some protection against. 30 would get the job done too, but 50 is just unnecessary. So you got 20 and loose Lana calls. The other benefit to betting smaller is that you will get some calls from weaker hands on the flop, which may fold on the turn, like a jack or a 6. Turn's pretty sweet. It's the 5 of diamonds that gives us both the flush draw that I mentioned, the backdoor flush draw, and the backdoor gut shot that I mentioned. So Lana checks to us. Ace jack, 6-5. We can make a pretty strong hand with either a 7 or a diamond. What should we do? Should we check, bet 30, bet 60, or bet 90?
Pick up equity. What's the play? I too disagree with the bet there, Poker Pro. I think multi-way on this board, we're getting floated a ton in the middle. And we don't pick this up. We're just kind of bloating the pot unnecessarily. And we do have all that good stuff that could pick up equity, which means pot controlling seems a little better to me. Fuck, I could not stop yawning. $60, $60, $60, $60, $30 for Tina. $60 now that we're gambling off our retirement. Getting that Social Security check in the middle there. Hellfire 60. Poker Pro 60. Everybody bidding 60. I'm conflicted between the 60 and the 30, to be honest with you. I think 30 is going to get all the underpairs to fold. And 60 is the more standard. I'm not sure. Like, a big part of me wants to bet 30. Because I don't think it takes a lot to get, like, pocket sevens, a 6, or jack to fold at this point. Big part of me wants to bet 30. But I can definitely see the argument for 60. Let's find out.
And as I kind of hinted to, or kind of alluded to before we got to this decision point in the hand, because we bet smaller on the flop, Lana, especially being a looser player, may have a jack, she may have a 6, and she'll probably fold those to a second barrel. This is one of the reasons we bet the flop. We want to press our range advantage. We want to keep our range uncapped, and we can pick up some equity on turns like this. So I like betting here. We're really playing our hand as a semi-bluff, and all the sizes are reasonably attractive. If we go 30, we're kind of pricing ourselves in with the draw, giving ourselves the right pot odds to try to get there. The problem is we're not going to fold out a jack, but we do have the opportunity to triple off on the river if we do that. 60 is kind of the best of both worlds, where we have that extra bit of fold equity, where we'll probably get her to drop a jack at this point. And we're not giving ourselves the worst pot odds to make our hand on the river, right? We're going to make our hand about a quarter of the time. And if we put in 60 and she puts in 60, we put in 60 into a pot of 210. It's pretty close. And then we'll have the implied odds on the river that will make up for any improper pot odds on the turn. So we go 60. Merits of checking, you're taking the free card, but it's just better to bet. It's just better to bet. If you check, you win the pot a quarter of the time when you improve. If you bet, you win the pot probably more than a quarter of the time when she folds. And even when she does call, you still win at that quarter of the time on the river, but you win a bigger pot because you built a bigger pot, and you'll get paid on a river bet most of the time if you go for a large bet on the turn, which restricts her to strong holdings that we'll probably call a third bet. So we bet 60, and we don't have to worry about any of the things because Lana folds, but we still love to discuss them because there's lots to be learned from talking poker hands. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this quiz. This has been Evan Jarvis for PokerCoaching.com. Hope you enjoyed the quiz. Hope you learned a thing or two. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
All right, Hellfire out there with us. Wish. Swish. Well done, Hellfire. I do like betting that card. Interesting. You know what? I can't run this. I'm interested to see if we can ever bet smaller. That's probably just the play, though. And we're 100 bigs deep, huh? So I guess that makes a big difference, too. When you're 100 bigs deep, you probably want to just bet big. Imagine. Hijack, open, big blind call, ace, diamond, jack, heart, 6 spade. check. 8-9 suited, pretty darn close to always betting. Call turn 5 diamond, check. And then 8-9 suited on the turn, according to GTO Wizard is. Whoa, solver is actually overbetting turn. 12 and a 10. So no small bet at all. Actually super fucking hammered. Wow. Really interesting. Cool. Roland! Hey! What's up, Roland? Hope you have a great Saturday here. Hope you have a happy 4th of July. And on that note, guys, this sucker's a wrap. Because I am dying at the wheel here. Have a happy holiday. Have a safe holiday. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for the 34 months, Gab, who's been out here crushing the World Series out here every goddamn day. Holy hell. Don't forget PC in the chat, !PC, for you to sign up for free, pokercoaching.com. You get all these quizzes, you get webinars, you get charts, you get all the goodies. !PC Discord in the chat for you to go to Discord. There is AMAs, Hudson History Rooms, study groups, giveaways, tons and tons and tons of free value in the Discord. It's free. Check it out. Also, even though we ain't here, we still love him. Give a caster command out for Crazy Sixes. My partner in crime who's out there crushing the World Series right now. And on that note, thank you guys. Thank you for money. Thank you for Peanut Bush. Thank you for everything. We're going to throw the host over to Deja Vu, old school Stormer and friend of the stream. Have a great, safe holiday, guys. We'll see you on the other side. Peace.